ask you to react to the news you've heard.
Sure. We woke up to the news this morning, the sad and distressing news about the grave situation in Haiti. It was amplified with the very eloquent appeal of the Holy Father this morning in his regular general audience. I went over to St. Peter's Basilica at noon today after hearing of this tragedy, and I spent some time in prayer in front of the Pietà. And I thought, Haiti is the broken, bloody body of Jesus in the arms of his Blessed Mother, and crying out to the world now for aid and assistance. All this is aggravated, of course, because Haiti is already the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And to think that those devastated people now have to face this tremendous natural devastation. Part of the problem is, of course, that we're unable to get very precise information. Thanks be to God that the nuncio is alive. He has been spared. He's on the scene. Archbishop Auza, who's very respected and a man of immense pastoral zeal, he's able periodically to get some information to the Secretary of State, which goes immediately to the Holy Father. I just was meeting with Monsignor Peter Wells, who's an American, and he's a high official in the Secretary of State, and he said literally the news from Haiti will reduce everybody to tears. Speaking of perhaps 500,000 people dead, is not an exaggeration. Speaking of the devastation, the nuncio has said when he was walking the streets, Port-au-Prince is leveled, and when he was walking the streets, you could hear the cries, you could hear the pleas for help of people who were trapped. He tells the story of tending to a man that he could only see his head. He was crushed, but he was still alive, and the papal nuncio trying to give him all the consolation that he could, but helpless and trying to extract his from the rubble. Apparently, the seminarians are gone. The seminary itself was leveled. This happened at the height of the day, so the schools are leveled. The children are trapped. The hospitals are gone. Any source of aid and consolation to the people, little there was to begin with, are now gone. So the cry is desperate, and especially for us in the United States. First of all, the urgency of the gospel would compel us to help anybody, anywhere, anytime. But there's a special urgency and there's a special gravity here. We're talking about neighbors in Haiti. We're talking about a population that is highly Catholic. We're talking about a population that we know and love because there's so many Haitian Catholics in the United States. Thanks be to God, we've got splendid rescue organizations like Catholic Relief Services, who's already on the scene. I have the privilege of serving as chairman of the board for Catholic Relief Services, and my telephone conversations today from Rome to Ken Hackett, who's the executive director of Catholic Relief Services. Thanks be to God, the CRS staff there, the Catholic Relief Services staff, all but one has been accounted for. The Catholic Relief Services facility is standing, even though all the buildings around it have been devastated. We already have medicine, medical supplies, blankets, temporary shelter, food, and portable water on the way there. So Catholic Relief Services is responding with its characteristic effectiveness and generosity. Good news too. God can bring good out of evil. The bishops that are here in Rome with me now, we're here for the celebration of the 150th of the North American College, calling home today to kind of rally the troops to help our beloved people in Haiti. They all report that the switchboards at the Catholic centers throughout the United States have been flooded with calls. I know our own in the Archdiocese of New York. I've asked every pastor in the Archdiocese of New York to have a second collection and to storm the heavens for prayers for relief to the people of Haiti, because we have got to come through. I don't think it's hyperbole to say that this would be analogous to what we faced in the tsunami 5 years ago. And then again, remember the sterling work that Catholic Relief Services did and the phenomenal generosity and unfailing help of the Catholic people in the United States. So we can't let them down now. We keep waiting for word. You know, your heart just goes out to people, the Haitian people in the United States who are wondering about their families, their friends, and solidarity, that word that Pope John Paul the Great made a kitchen table word, is the word I think that sums up the sentiments of a Catholic people throughout the world. Rome itself has been very moved, led by the Bishop of Rome, the Holy Father. So we can't give up. We can't quit praying. We can't quit responding as generously as we can.
Certainly CRS is there day in, day out, and I think most people don't realize that until a tragedy strikes, but that really helps them respond.
Yeah, one of the reasons that Catholic Relief Services has such a kind of a leg up in this is because we don't parachute in a disaster. We're there anyway. So we're on the scene. We know the terrain. We've got the trucks. We've got the supplies already. So CRS is always your best source of hope and help in a situation like this. Even our American government has called Catholic Relief Services and said, how can we help? So you can't go wrong with Catholic Relief Services. I understand Catholic News Service on their website has a list of Catholic organizations that'll help, but we can never go wrong with CRS, with Catholic Relief Services. I know in the Archdiocese of New York, we said all that we get from the second collection on Sunday and throughout the next weeks is going to go right to Catholic Relief Services. So don't give up on them.
The average Catholic, what can they do?
Average Catholic, we cannot, it's impossible to exaggerate the high power of prayer, all right? We've got a nearly impossible situation, but that's when God's grace and mercy comes through. And secondly, let's use the relief organizations that we have. There's no institution, there's no organization on the face of the earth that is closer to the people than the Catholic Church. So we're in place, we're ready to go. But what's so sad is that the regular institutions that are there, our clinics, our hospitals, our mobile clinics, our parishes, they're all devastated. So they're counting on us more than ever, and we've just got to come through. We know that they're sad. That it looks as if the Archbishop of Port-au-Prince, Archbishop Miat, is dead. Tending to his people. The nuncio, thanks be to God, is there and very much on the scene, literally walking the devastation. He has said that he described to the officials at the Secretary of State for information to get to Pope Benedict XVI that all it is rubble, and there's just dust in the air. His description would remind me of how people described the Twin Towers on September 11th, that there's just the smell of death, destruction, dust, cement, leveling, rubble, cries for help all over the place. So what our Catholic people can do is pray and please sacrifice for these people who need us now more than ever.